I'd consider myself a veteran of the war by now. So that's what I thought about today, Veterans Day. I think I'm a veteran by now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a veteran by now. I was up against demons since I was 12. I've been in the war since I was a kid. The real war. Not the wars across overseas, which are wars. But I consider the real wars against the Satan and his angels, you know, and in the physical as well. Satan and his angels utilizing like narcissists and stuff on the ground as well. So that's what I consider the warfare, you know what I mean? The real war that some know exists. They're getting the picture. It's legit. But that's, I would say I'm a veteran by now, even though I don't care about any of it anymore. I don't. I'm still alone. I have nothing. Why am I here, God? Why am I here? Why am I here still? I'm still saying that. Why am I here still? It's God that wants me here. It is. It's not me that wants me here. So, if God asked me today, do you want to get off the earth right now? Yeah, kind of. Can you make it happen without me dying? Like Enoch. He's like, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready to go. Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. Rapture me up, Scotty. If God asked me that today, you want to go? You want to get off the earth? Yeah. It's kind of been fun lately to be on the earth. It's kind of been fun. I still want to get off the earth. I do. As long as I don't get sent to hell, which I don't think I will now. I'm game. I'm game to get off the earth at any time. So maybe I'll meet up with my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll meet up with my best friend if I get off the earth. You know what I'm saying? So he's been gone a while. Be like, what up, dude? What up? I'm like, do they got any video games here in heaven? They got Dragon Ball Z here? Say no. But there's Golden Streets. I'm like, I don't care about Golden Streets. Who cares about Golden Streets? All that will do is just blind me. Who cares about that? I care about Dragon Ball Z. He's like, there's no Dragon Ball Z here in heaven. I'm like, are you kidding me? Send me back to Earth. God, why'd you get me off the Earth? Why'd you get me off the Earth if there's no Dragon Ball Z in heaven? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, it's Veterans Day. That's what this is about. I'd consider myself a veteran. I'm not as skilled and as knowledgeable of the warfare like the Lord is, like Jesus. Not as much as him. But I'd say I'm like veteran level. But the Lord understands the warfare. He does. Like no one else. He's the real veteran. He's the real veteran. Kakarot. Kakarot's the real veteran in the war. Yeah, the one nailed to a cross back in the day. He's the veteran in this war. He is. He's the one teaching me. He's teaching me still. I'm like, oh, that was a tactic. Okay, that was a tactic against me. I didn't know that. Oh, that was a tactic too. Okay. Oh, that was a tactic. You know, I can see more tactics now, especially since being saved. Since being saved, I can see the enemy tactics better than before. I just knew the tactics from my own experience, but I can see it better with God's eyes, because I have God's eyes, not just my eyes, but God's eyes with me. So I'm looking at things from God's vision, how God sees things. So I can obviously see sins better. I can obviously see sins better. I can tell you that much. I can see sins better. I can even see my own sins better that I didn't know were sins. I can see that better because I have God's sight. Because there's a lot of things that people do that are sins. They don't know they're sins. That includes me. I didn't know some things I was doing was sins. I didn't know that. So God's exposing things I do that are actually sins. I'm like, oh, that's a sin. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what happens when you get saved. You can see sins better, and you get disgusted by sins, and you know what I mean. Because before, I wasn't really disgusted by the sins of the world. I wasn't, it's like, it is what it is, We all have physical desires as humans. It is what it is, But now it's like, oh, those are sins. Those are sins. They may be pleasurable to man and woman, but they are sins in the sight of God. I didn't know that. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing that changes the ball game. One thing that changes the ball game big time. I'm not kidding. This changes the ball game. God is not sexual in any way. He's not sexual. You know what I'm saying? It's a man-woman thing. It's a man-woman thing, the sexual thing. It's not a God thing. Not really. I don't think so. Like the Mormons think. Mormons think God is sexual. That's what tripped me up. That's what tripped me up. The Mormons think God is sexual. Like a man. That's what really tripped me up. But God's clearing that up. That he's not like that. If anything, God is the most serious and strict and moral individual when it comes to sex I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. When he made Adam and Eve, you know what I mean? He made Adam and Eve. He's like, you will both have this sexual attraction. You know what I mean? But it's a good thing because they were married. God made the first marriage between Adam and Eve. They were married. So it's a good thing. You know what I mean? But since then, the world has perverted it. They've perverted it totally. The sex thing. Yeah. Which is what Satan does. He perverts anything that is good in the sight of God. He perverts it totally. Totally. So. But yeah, God's the most strict. He's like, this is what sex is for. And he's like, I'm serious about this. I'm serious about this. This is what sex is for. And it's all that's for. Between a man and a woman that are committed together. Married. I'm not kidding. He's that strict. And don't lust after a woman in your mind, even when you're married. God is that strict. He's the most strict when it comes to sexual morality out of anybody. Is God. It's legit. There's not that part of God that's like a little deviant. He's like, oh, she looks attractive. God isn't like that. God isn't like, oh, she's attractive. I'll take her as my wife, like the Mormons believe. Like Joseph Smith believed God is like many wives. God's not like that. He's like, oh, she's attractive. I'll take her for me. God's not like that. No. He's legit. It changes the game. There's not that side of God that's like that. Oh, I'm God. I can have her. Oh, I'm God. I can have her. God isn't like that. Yeah, it changes the game. It does. One individual being righteous in this area. It changes the game. It does. Because I didn't think God was righteous in this area because of Mormonism. I didn't think so. I thought he was sexual deviant. You know, the way the Mormons see God as a polygamist. I thought he was sexual deviant, you know. So I'm like, this is a piece of cake to be better than God. This is a piece of cake. God's a polygamist. I'm a piece of cake. I got this. One area I'm better than God. And in one area. But as I walk this road, I'm not better than him in this area. He's not a polygamous horn dog. You know, God isn't. I'm like, oh, it's legit. It's legit. He isn't. I don't think God has a sex drive of anything. He doesn't. That's why he's legit. That's why he's legit. No sexual attraction to anybody on the ground. God doesn't have it. Yeah, he's not a man. It changes the game, at least for me. Walking the Christian road, walking the saved road, I'm like, oh man, God's the most strict when it comes to sex. Out of anybody, he's the most strict about it. Doing it right. He's the most strict I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. No one on the earth is this strict when it comes to sex. God is that strict. He's seen all the scenarios, all the bad relationships that go to the tube, all the divorces. God's seen it all. God's seen it all. He's seen it all. You know what I mean? He knows the right way. He knows all the dark roads you can go on being, you know. So he's like, this is what sex is for. Man and wife. But you have to date properly, court properly, date, court, get married properly, and then sex is appropriate. That's how strict God is. And after you're married, you just have her. That's it. That's her. That's it. Just her. Eyes for no one else. Eyes for nothing else. Just your wife. That's it. That's how strict God is. It's legit. All right. Anyway, I didn't know this video would go off on that tangent. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? But it did something for some reason. But it changes the game. It changes the game that God's not corrupt. It changes everything. Because God knows most of my life I did think God was corrupt. And it's easy to think God is corrupt in the Mormon church. It's very easy to think that. It seems, because, you know, the Mormon God is corrupt. But that's not the real God. But the Mormon God is corrupt. It is. You know what I mean? Polygamy, many wives, having sex all the time, and wherever God is. The Mormon God is corrupt. But that's not the real God. That God doesn't exist. So it changes the game entirely for me. That God isn't corrupt. He really isn't corrupt in this area. He isn't. So I'm like, man, it changes the game. It does. So if he's not corrupted anyway in this area, the battle axe must try as well to not be, you know, there's a woman in front of me right now. No sexual thoughts. I'm looking at the grass right now. I'm looking at the grass. See, God ain't better than me. I'm looking at the grass. I'm not looking at the woman right now. Nope. She just came here on her own accord. She's just at the park. I'm not here. I'm just looking at the grass. See, I'm doing good. God ain't better than me. God ain't better than me as we speak. I'm doing good. So, yep. So, yeah. We're doing good, my friend. We're doing good. God will teach you. Look away. Look away. You know what I mean? Oh, most women are attracted to the eyes. Look away. Look away. We got this. We got this, my friends, as we speak. Yeah. attraction. No attraction there. No. Looking at the grass. Looking at the grass. Yep. We're doing good. We're doing good on live camera. We're doing good. A woman just walking in front of me. Nope. Nope. Look away. Look away. Nope. God ain't better than me. God ain't better than the battle axe. God helping me with my biggest weakness. Yeah. Because I asked him to. Ever since I realized God is legit about the attraction between man and woman and doing it, being correct about it. Ever since then, I'm like, man, I gotta do it right. I gotta do it right. Not the way the world thinks. Not the way the world thinks, you know what I mean? Because it's true, you just go out the door. It's just what it is. You go out the door every day. You're going to see an attractive woman every time you go out the door. You are. So you have to master it, you know. It's just inevitable. You'll see an attractive woman every single day. Walking around every day. You will. You know, it just is what it is. It is what it is. It's the way God created us. You know what I mean? It's not like I can walk around. Go outside, walk around, you know, with my eyes closed. You know, I gotta see where I'm walking. I can't pluck out my eyes. But yeah, so it's a mastery. It's a mastery of the mind. You know what I mean? Don't do any double takes. You know, I'm trying not to do any double takes right now. I'm not trying to. I'm like, oh man, I'm being tested right now. God's testing me right now. There is a woman in front of me, like, man, she just came, you know. God's testing me. I'm passing this test. I'm passing this test. Yeah. I better get going so I don't get... Yeah, it's best to go, you know what I mean? All right. Just go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. I'll talk to you later about Veterans Day. It's what this is about. I'll go somewhere else where there's not a woman, okay? I'll go somewhere else, all right? You're avoiding women? Yeah. I'm avoiding women, as always. As I've learned, I didn't realize this till lately, in the last couple of years, because it didn't seem like this growing up, but women are attracted to me. They are. More than I thought, because I wasn't treated that way growing up. You know what I mean? You know, they kind of ignored me and chose somebody else. But now God's like flipping the switch on it. Now the women are attracted to me. So I know I have to be able to handle it now because they're talking to me and they are attracted to me now. It's changing the game again. God's changing it. Instead of the women totally ignoring me, they're not. You know what I mean? They're attracted to me. And I'm like, oh. So I'm being tested in an area that I haven't been tested in a while. You know what I mean? Because they're attracted to me. So I have to be mindful of that. And I'm attracted to them, so I have to be mindful of that both ways. Not try to create lust in them, the female, and try not to have them create lust in me, both ways. The Baptists have been teaching me this. There's some truth to this. So yeah, man, it's hard though. It's so hard. God showed me how hard it is right now. She's dressed modestly too. She's dressed modestly. I'm still attracted. I don't care how modest a female dresses, I'm still attracted. That's how much I have to be put to the test. Even more so. So even when they're dressing modestly, I'm still put to the test. Yeah. It's legit. Man. That's what I've learned lately. A woman could be dressed so modest as possible. I could still be very attracted to the woman. Even so. That's what I've learned. It's a test for the battle axe, even more so. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, Master Roshi has this weakness. He's one of the greatest fighters, one of the greatest warriors on the earth. But when he sees a beautiful woman, it derails him. It derails him. He gets distracted. He can't fight at all. He can't fight at all like Samson, you know. He loses his powers. I'm the same way. Yeah. God's helping me with this weakness. He is. It's the biggest weakness I have. So. But God made it this way. God made it this way on purpose, that I would be attracted to women. On purpose. The downfall of most men. The downfall of many men. Any man, like I've noticed this in the Bible, like if there's a man of God in the Bible, you know, he's like a legit man of God in the Bible. A beautiful woman can derail him entirely. The woman thing can derail him entirely. Thanks God for having us have a sex drive. Money and women can derail a man of God entirely. So God's training me as we speak. As we speak, literally. As there's a woman at the park. She came here. I was here first. I'm not stalking. I was here first. She drove up. This was my park. She drove up and walked in front of me. Yeah. So, I was here first. I wasn't following her. So, that's how easy you can be tested. You're not even following people. You're not even stalking people. They come to you and they walk in front of you. I'm like, no hiding. No hiding for the battle axe. Ever. Hiding is an illusion. That's what I told Ant-Man, Daniel. He's like, you have a place, you can hide there. I'm like, no. I'm like, I can't hide. You think I'm invisible when I'm at my place? I'm not invisible. He's like, I don't get away with anything. I'm like, I don't either. Why do you think I'm, God sees everything. I can't hide from God. So, all right, I better get going. Yeah, go somewhere where there's not an attractive female. I'll talk to you later. Veterans Day. I'm not a veteran. Obviously, I'm not a veteran. I'm still being tempted and failing. I'm not a veteran yet. I changed the video. I'm not quite a veteran yet. I'm gonna make the video. I'm almost a veteran. Nah. God showed me I'm not a veteran yet. No, not quite a veteran of this war. If I'm still being tempted. Not even tempted, just the flesh. I'm not even being tempted, it's just the flesh. That's I'm learning the difference between tempted and the flesh being attracted. There's a difference. So, anyways. I'm not a veteran quite yet. That's what I better get going. I'll talk to you later.